Swiss cheese. First thing we're going to do is make a new project. We're going to call it Engineering 1. Double click on our project here. Within this project, I'm going to create a new folder. This is activity 122, 3D solid modeling. This design is going to be saved within that folder. Make sure that you're in the Design tab. We're going to create a sketch here. You need to choose your plane to start on for the sketch. In this case, I'm going to choose my front. And then I'm going to use my rectangle tool to begin. You'll see next to the 2-point rectangle name in parentheses is a lowercase r. That represents the shortcut for this tool. So if I type R, I automatically have my shortcut instead of having to click on it to select it. You want to place the first corner of the rectangle at the origin and move off to the right. You're not going to worry about the size or the dimensions of the rectangle yet. Once I create my rectangle, hit escape to get out of that rectangle tool. Now you can finish the sketch and you'll see this icon appears for an extrusion. The shortcut for an extrusion is the lowercase letter E. So we'll type E. And now what we want to do is we want to drag this arrow. You can either type the distance that you want to specify when we add depth to this object, or you can just drag the arrow manually. That looks good. I'll hit OK. And now you'll see I'll orbit around in 3 dimensions, and I have a rectangle. Go back to my home view by clicking the home icon in the navigation cube. The next thing that I'm going to do is add the distinctive features of Swiss cheese, which are holes. So I'm going to open a sketch on each one of the faces, the top, the front, and the right of this rectangular prism that I created. Start with the top, and I'm going to create a circle. Shortcut for a circle is C. And again, the size of the circle doesn't matter, and neither does the position of it. We'll worry about that later. Looks good to me. Hit escape to get out of my circle tool. I will highlight all 3 of these by holding shift while I click each one. Now I want to extrude. I don't need to close out of my sketch in order to access the extrusion shortcut. If I just hit E right now, and it opens up my extrusion tool, and I want to drag this arrow in the opposite direction so that I'm cutting through here. I can also change the extent type from distance to all. That is going to ensure that the extrusion goes through all visible bodies. Alright, now we just created some through holes through 2 of the faces. Now I'm going to create a sketch on my front face, and I'm going to do the same thing. Add at least 2 circles to each side. Try to avoid intersection with the edges. Hold shift, highlight each one. E is my shortcut for my extrusion. And instead of using the extent type through all here, I'm just going to manually drag my arrow. There. Okay, looks good. Now I need to add a sketch on this face. Use my circle tool. We'll add a third one here for fun. Hit escape. Hold shift to highlight each one together. E for my extrusion tool. And I will drag all the way through. And voila, we got Swiss cheese. So now I'll orbit around and ensure that there are holes in all 6 faces of this object. Looks good to me. Go back to my home view, and I will save. File, save, ensuring that I am saving in my Engineering 1 project in 122, 3D solid modeling, and I will just call this Swiss cheese. Save. And we're all good. Nice work.